Welcome to Discover Ramona, where we explore the people, places, and businesses that make it one of the best places to live. I'm your host, Valerie, and I'm here with my co-host, Jan Ryan. Hello.
Hi, Valerie. So good to be here.
Yes, of course. So we have Halloween coming up. It's October already. Do you guys have any fun events planned?
We do. I'm super excited for the office, and for Ramona, we do the merchant trick or treat. And it's on Halloween, the 31st. So we kind of open up the Main Street businesses for trick or treat for the kids, and it's 4 to 6. So we've done it every year. We've had a lot of fun. We've done, the whole office gets together, and we've done themes. We've done a League of Their Own once, and then we've done steampunk, and we've done, this year, our theme's gonna be, of course, Barbie. So what else? And then we got some surprises this year. We got some great Halloween sounds, and we've got another surprise I think the kids will love. We've
Are you going to dress up?
Of course, of course.
What version of Barbie are you going to be?
I'm going to be the Barbie with the pink bell bottoms and white cowboy hat.
Okay.
I just love that
Perfectly
outfit.
fitting for Ramona.
So, yeah, perfect for Ramona.
And what was the surprise for the kids that you guys have?
Well, we have a few added scary things, and we actually have the boogeyman this year.
Okay, what's the boogeyman?
It'll be a surprise.
Okay.
It'll be worth the visit for sure. I'll send you some pictures.
And so families can just come. They can park maybe the road behind the main road, right? And then they can just walk business to business with their kids and kind of safely trick or treat.
Exactly, and we do specialty candy too. I have some ghost poofs, marshmallow things,
cool.
some jack-o'-lantern filled with candy, and then we also have, what are they, coffins with skeleton bones inside, and a lot of fun Halloween candy.
That sounds like a lot of fun. So big party, event, music. You said a surprise boogeyman, which we will see what that is.
Yeah, it'll be worth the visit for sure.
And you're going to be there the whole time?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Okay, Jan, so who did you bring us today for your guest?
Well, I'm so excited. I've got Laurie Wagner with Turtle Rock Ridge Vineyard Winery, and they have an amazing winery in Ramona. So I'm excited to have her on the show.
Yes, I am excited to see her and meet her. So let's bring her on. Laurie Wagner, welcome to the show. You are owner of Turtle Rock Ridge Winery in Ramona.
Yes.
Okay, and Jan tells us a lot about you. I've been to your winery one time and I had a ball, but I didn't get to personally meet you, so tell us about yourself and your business.
Well, moved to Ramona in 1991 and actually lived in the country estates, which is kind of close to where our house is right now. And then in 1998, we were looking for property. We had horses, and so we wanted a little bit more space and ended up buying the property on Woods Hill Lane. And that was actually through Jan's husband.
So happens.
Yes. And so I've kind of known Jan since then, a little bit, yeah, Jan and Jeff. And so then we bought this property with the intent of building our dream home, and weren't able to move onto the property. So we had the property for 5 years. And in 2003, we sold our house in the country estates and moved into a 35-foot travel trailer and started building our house that we have now. And so anyway, fast forward, took us 4.5 years. Then we went ahead and built it, got it finalized. 6 months later, there was Witch Creek wildfire.
That's right.
And so anyway, my partner Ian, he stayed, saved the house from burning down, and then when I came back, I said, well, now we can plant grapes.
Crazy.
Oh, because it kind of like cleared out your...
Oh, our whole neighborhood. Like my neighbor lost her house and, all of that, but he stayed and he stomped out embers for 8 hours because he had just spent 4.5 years building it. So
Timing.
He was bound and determined to keep it. And so while we were building, we took trips to Europe. And that was a huge influence on us of, hey, this would be something that really people in America need this type of, community and, just an opportunity for you to get together with friends and relax, meet new people. And so we were kind of like enamored with that whole idea. And then in 2006, there was a small group of people in Ramona, and they had petitioned the United States government to make Ramona into a designated wine area. So it's called an AVA, which is a American viticulture area. Okay, and so they got Ramona, and you have to have, it's kind of a outline of an area, specific area that you can label your grapes, like Ramona Valley, Ramona, California. So if you actually label your grapes from a specific town or anything like that, you have to have that designation from the federal government to be able to do that. So then they were like, okay, now we have an AVA. How are we going to, let people know that we have this grape growing region here in, San Diego? So there was a big vineyard association, and we joined in the end of '06, I think is when we started going to meetings, and we joined in '07. And then we started planting a few grapes to see if it was something, which ones would grow or whatever. The few that we put in got taken out during the fire. And so that's why I was like, okay, well, now here we go. We have this space over here, this space over here. And so we ended up planting 5 blocks. So right now we have 1,700 vines.
Jeez.
Wow.
So we planted in 08, 9, 10, and 11. And then we opened for the tasting room in 2012.
And that's that room. It's kind of like sits kind of below the home, but to the right, I guess, depending on which way you're facing it, right? But it sits off, and it's a beautiful room, right? And then outside of it, you guys have vendors that come out, and they sell their items. So you kind of allow community, salesmen to come out and sell their products and get known, right?
Right. So 2 years ago, I had 2 women come to me that make, actually, this necklace was something that
Beautiful.
The chain is what Debbie, she has her own business and she makes all of her own jewelry. And then Judy makes wine charms, and they came to me and they were like, we want to, you should have vendors every weekend. And I was like, how about once a month? And so then we started doing it, and I just invite, I don't charge. And
that's amazing.
They can come, and it's an opportunity for them to get their products out there. And I also think that it's like, just trying to help the people in the community,
right?
And the people that come to the winery, then it's sip a little, shop a little.
Yeah. Well, let's go back, because what I'm trying to piece together is, where did this desire and understanding of how to make wine come from? Because you don't just wake up and be like, I have the space for it, let's start planting. So where did this start?
Yeah. Well, I really like to create. I'm kind of more of an earth mother.
I love that.
And so we planted a garden, we were raising animals, and we were, and I was like, I want to make wine that's good for you, that's natural, that won't bother me. And so when we joined the Vintners Association that was there, I had also, I wanted to share this with you, that in 1972 that I had done for my 8th grade speech the how to make wine.
Right.
Okay, so I demonstrated, brought in the 1 gallon jug with the can of grape juice, and pour it in, demonstrate. Okay, here you go. Then you add a little water. Then you add your yeast. You put the recipe calls for a dime store balloon, and kids are like, "What's a dime store?"
I love it.
So like just a heavy balloon. You put that on there. The CO2 comes off and fills the balloon, and then when it comes down, then your wine's ready.
Really?
So
that's amazing.
And as an 8th grader, this is something you knew.
all 12-year-olds need to know this. No, it wasn't something that I knew. It was kind of like something that my aunt and uncle were doing in their basement. You know, they were adults, and it was just a fun thing. I want to say my parents probably tried it, and so it was kind of a fad thing in the 70s where people were make your own wine with, you know.
It started then, interesting.
Yeah, and so I did get suspended for 3 days for having wine at school.
No, you did? Really? Oh.
But, you know, that was what I felt like I could demonstrate. So then, you know, I went on and I, you know, moved to California. This was back east, and ended up getting a degree in landscaping and nursery. Then I got my teaching credential. I was teaching. I had kids. Really, making wine wasn't anywhere in my, you know, path. And then I saw a tiny little ad in one of our local newspapers saying, like with 5 lines, the County of San Diego is considering allowing like agricultural property to produce 12,000 gallons of wine.
Wow.
And I was like,
It's your calling.
we could do this. And so once I got Ian, my partner, if I get him on board, then he makes it happen. Yeah, he'll just, you know, I mean,
It helps.
you met him. Yeah, he'll definitely, you know, get it to the finish line. And so once he was online, he was like, okay. And after the '07 fires, we just never looked back.
Yeah.
No.
It's kind of a passion for both of you, it seems
Right.
like.
Well,
which
so
is
we were
awesome.
both in the landscaping. So I met him when I worked for Nurseryland, and he was plant salesman. And so we knew each other, you know, a long time prior to us even, you know, starting to date. And we both had a passion for plants. And so we knew that we could grow the grapes. And then, thank God, it was divine intervention. There was a wonderful man named Lum Eisenman, and he started the San Diego Amateur Winemakers Association. And he became our mentor and took us under his wings for 6 years. And he's still alive. He's in his 90s. And he is, you know, just such an inspiration to us, and really just taught us the, you know, the old, I guess, you know, natural style of winemaking. So our style is very, we're small. I mean, we're doing we're in production right now. I brought you this jar. It's, you know, I want you to taste this. It's Ramona grape juice. And so yeah, we're already starting to ferment grapes that were harvested for this year, for the vintage of 2023. And so Lum was there to, you know, guide us, and so he had a book online. So we printed that out and put it into our binder and read through that. I mean, I still have that, you know, if I need to go back or anything, because it's something you do once a year. And then you have 12 months until you're doing it again.
Yeah.
And it's technical.
Right. It does seem really technical. I mean, I saw underground where the barrels are all, and he was explaining it, and then you have that cooler, I think it has.
Oh, it's a wine.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much into it. But what I love about Turtle Rock is that you guys have this beautiful property that sits up high, and you have these amazing views. This patio is so beautiful. I mean, how it's lit up, and the thing, down to the little things. Like, you guys even have blankets for people when you get cold out there. It's so gorgeous. I personally think that there's a few places in Ramona that are kind of like staples, right? It's just like, when you think of Ramona, you think of this business, and I think Turtle Rock is one of those places.
Oh,
like,
thank you.
We talk about people go wine tasting all the time, right? They travel and they want to go winery to winery.
Sure.
And a lot of times people were just going to Temecula because that's what they knew. It was like, Ramona is bustling now with wineries. I feel like you guys really are set the bar, and it's a mandatory stop, right? You have to go to Turtle Rock. And why Turtle Rock?
Okay.
There we go.
Throw a rock. So, okay, so you can see here in the middle of this
Yeah.
diamond
Yeah.
is a tortoise's face.
Yeah, it is.
And so, and then here is my inspiration for this, okay? And so there's this giant granite monolith of a tortoise's face that was formed during the glacier age. And so that is our mascot, our, slow and steady.
Yeah.
I mean, all of those sayings about wine are true.
Yeah.
And so it's a magical place. It really is magical. We've had people fall in love like right there on site. People get engaged. I mean, it's just so magical. And so it's wonderful to be able to share that with the community and give them that opportunity. I mean, there's people that have lived in Ramona for years that would say, you know what, oh, I live on, we'll say the other side of town or whatever. And I have never even been to this area.
Oh, no.
And kind of the way that our property is situated, you wouldn't know if you were driving by that we have this phenomenal view of all the way to, oh gosh, I think it's probably 35 miles that we have a view of.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, and so there's the Cleveland National Forest, there's Mount Gower, and then there is the Laguna Mountains. And so the Laguna Mountains, the Cuyamaca Peak, is the second highest peak in San Diego County. And so it's 6,500 feet. We are at 1850, and so even today, when I was driving out of Ramona, there was like the clouds, like you're above the clouds, and you can see like it's just really beautiful, and grapes like that as well. They like warm days, cool nights, and so it's a beautiful, setting as well as it functions, and that grapes like that same climate.
Yeah.
And I found it amazing too. I would see your wine at Costco, which is impressive.
Yeah, we were in Costco for like 8 years, and I mean, that was just wonderful that we were able to sell there. We also sell to Princess Pub, that's down in Little Italy, right there on the square by the fountain in Little Italy, to Rose's Tasting Room in Old Town State Park. And then we also have our wine in DeCarlo's, Marinade on Main, and the Par Lounge.
That's amazing.
So 3 places in Ramona and a couple of them outside of Ramona.
And Ian told me his strategy, it may have been yours too, to sell the wine at Costco. I think he was saying on the weekend the wine was called what? Hello Beautiful.
Hello Gorgeous.
So I said, Hello Gorgeous.
Yes.
Do you want to have a great weekend with your girlfriend or your wife? Here, take this home for the weekend.
Yeah, that's right. Start your weekend off.
Yeah,
Good
the right foot.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, that was what we did. They invited us to come for a road show. And we were right there when you come in, and I had my gold pen, and I was like, you know what, here you go. Let's start the weekend off right.
Perfect.
Walk in the door with this. You know that. Well, women like wine.
Great marketing strategy.
They do.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to stick around for a while, right? You're going to keep producing wine as long as we can.
Yeah.
Because we can't have you guys. We got to keep. It's one of my favorite places, literally. Like I live in East County, so it's one of my favorite places to go. A quick weekend or Saturday getaway with the family. Like there's not a lot of kids there, so it's kind of nice and calm. But you can bring it. If
Sure.
you need to bring
Kids
the
and
kids.
dogs.
Yeah, it's so friendly.
You can bring a picnic.
I've seen a bridal shower there that looked fun. And there's a lot of things that you can do up there. I mean, like I said, the patio is pretty large and it's so welcoming. But we want to make sure you guys stay around with us because it's such a staple, like I said, in Ramona. I mean, you guys have really set the bar there.
Oh yeah, well, our heart is really, in it. I mean, we built the home from, nothing, and then to survive the fire.
Yeah.
And and we are the winemakers. I mean, we're involved in all aspects of the business, and we just love being part of the community and being able to share, the beautiful, like you say, just the magic of being there. It really is just, amazing.
It wouldn't be
place.
this, like, we definitely want to make sure that I literally love what they do, and I love your guys' wine. I have some at home. I didn't bring it, but I'm glad you brought yours because, yeah, we'll have to have some a little bit, but we'll be up. I know I'm going to go visit soon, and hopefully I'll run into Jan. I can't believe I haven't even ran into you
Give me a call.
yet there. We will. Is there any other things that we should know about Laurie?
I think I wanted to bring up the Costco, and there's so much more. I mean, they're just, like you said, so welcoming and great for the community.
Yeah, I feel like we're in the happiness business.
You guys are. And it's so
bringing
nice.
the community together. You know, somebody actually just told me this the other day. It was a woman that called about being a vendor, and she doesn't live very far away, and she was saying, you know what, I stopped by, I thought I was just going to have one glass of wine, and I ended up staying, and, you know, meet, you know, like people would come in that I knew, and, you know, visitors, or, you know, family, friends, everybody can enjoy themselves.
Literally, it's the best place. I remember when we went, I was like, can we stay? It was starting to get dark, but it's so beautiful. Even when the sun starts to set there on the mountains, it's really pretty.
Yeah, so we're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we close at 6 on each of those days.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Laurie, so much for sharing. I'll be up soon. Jan will be up soon.
Great to have
I know
you
our
here.
viewers will come by and see it now that we've it's so beautiful. You guys have to go
Well,
by
now's
there.
the perfect time.
Yeah.
Okay, first
It
of all,
is.
because
Perfect weather.
we're in production. And then also because, the weather's starting to cool down. And so anyway, so this is Zinfandel.
Oh, I get a taste on camera?
There we go.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Elixir of life.
It's so good.
Oh my, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it
I'm going to
is.
finish that off.
You can just feel that going into yourself.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for being on the show and sharing everything you did with us.
Yeah, can't wait to see you.
Thank you, Jen.
Thanks,
for
Laurie.
having
So
me.
good to see you.
Thank you for watching Discover Ramona, where we explore the people, places, and businesses that make it one of the best places to live. We'll see you next time.